to News at Prime, where we continue to bring you developments coming out of the ANC Limpopo Conference election for the top 5, which has wrapped with Stan Mathabatha maintaining his position for the 3rd term in office. He got 781 votes to 398 garnered by his contender, Dr. Dixon Masemola. Masemola is a member of the executive committee in Premier Mathabatha's provincial cabinet. Florence Radilani also retained her deputy chairperson position with just over 790 votes. For more on this story, let's now cross to our reporter, Ziyanda Ngcobo. Ziyanda, very good evening to you. What were some of the expectations as the results have now been revealed?
Well, you know, I can tell you, Paul, that this was a very well-managed conference in the sense that there was not many surprises in terms of the results. In fact, the only surprise that perhaps could have come would have been to see Soviet Lechanyana, the now former provincial secretary of this province, being added onto the slate of Stan Mathabatha, but really a clean sweep for those who were on his ticket. Also resounding victory when you look at the numbers when those nominations were done in the early hours of this morning, Paul. But a very significant conference in the sense that, Paul, we're hearing that this is part of a much larger plan that Stan Mathabatha will has now become chairperson. But the plan is that at the 55th National Conference, where Limpopo will have now the 2nd largest delegation to that gathering, plans to nominate and have Stan Mathabatha become the national chairperson, replacing Gwede Mantashe, and to also endorse the current Treasurer General, Paul Mashatile, to become the Deputy President of the ANC. And we saw the way in which Paul Mashatile was welcomed here, almost a launch of his campaign, might I add. And Paul, you'll know that many pundits are saying that, you know, the contest for becoming President of the ANC is a one-horse race with President Cyril Ramaphosa, and that the jostle is likely to be the 2nd position as Deputy President. But to come back to Limpopo, where we are right now, let's reflect then on what happened just after Stan Mathabatha was elected.
Distribution of votes. The outcome is as follows. In the order they appeared on the ballot paper. For the position of chairperson, we had 1 spoiled ballot and 1 abstention. And the votes are as followed, and I'm going to plead, as usual, comrades, to let us run through the entire position and then we can celebrate. Comrade Dixon Namani Masemola received 389 votes, and Comrade Chupu Stanley Mathabatha received 781 votes.
So, insofar as the process goes, that's how then Chupu Stan Mathabatha was re-elected as the chairperson of this conference. And interestingly, in a press briefing after then that announcement, him really emphasizing that he has no ambitions to stand for a 3rd term of office in the government, where he's of course the premier of this province, and that there should not be any anticipation of a cabinet reshuffle, especially to remove those who were going up against him in this conference. They've been emphasizing the issue of, or rather them trying to foster unity and renewal. And this was also echoed then by Paul Mashatile, who really, as one of the NEC deployees to this conference, has spoken about and reflected on the state of the ANC, not just here in Limpopo, but as a whole, and speaking about how, you know, these conferences have become such a hotly contested space that you see real live animosity towards each other, commending then the conduct of the delegates of this conference, and that hoping that other provinces will follow suit. Let's listen in.
To the comrades who have been elected, all the best, chairperson, and your team. We expect from you that you will lead our people properly here in Limpopo, focus on the challenges that our people are facing. We know, Comrade Chupu, that Limpopo is also a vast rural area. There may be challenges of water in some places, roads, sort out the potholes, ensure that agriculture thrives in this province, work with the private sector to grow the provincial economy, create jobs, particularly for young people. We have confidence in all of you that you will be able to steer the ship in the right direction.
Right, let's perhaps leave it there for now. Ziyanda Ngcobo coming live from the 10th ANC Limpopo Elective Conference, speaking to some of the outcomes and remarks that were made during this conference.